Guys, Will here with W.T.F car reviews, and today we're going to be reviewing this all-new 2023 Hyundai Palisade Limited.
And huge thanks to Mark Bedell and the rest of the management and staff here at Gettle Genesis in Sarasota, Florida for making this review possible. These guys have an impressive dealership. I'll leave a link to their inventory below, and if you're looking for a new premium vehicle in the Sarasota area, I would definitely recommend checking these guys out and ask for Mark.
Ever since its original release back in 2020, the Palisade has been one of the best-selling mid-size three-row SUVs on the market. Facelifted for 2023, which includes a revised front-end styling, updated 12-inch infotainment system with navigation, 12.3-inch digital instrument cluster, thicker sound-absorbing materials, improved shocks, digital key 2, and now available rear ventilated seats. All Palisades come standard with a 3.8-liter V6 cranking out 291 horsepower, 262 pound-feet of torque, mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission, and available either in front or all-wheel drive. The 2023 Palisade is available in 5 trim levels, starting with the SE with a base price of $34,950. The top of the line Palisade is the Calligraphy. We already reviewed the Calligraphy on this channel. We already reviewed the XRT2, which is the all-new trim here for 2023. The Calligraphy starts at around $49,000. The Limited has basically all the features that you would get on the Calligraphy, slight differences, and a base price of $46,500. What do we get for that money? Let's jump right in. So up front, you notice your revised front end styling. We have a blacked out grille similar to the XRT we already reviewed in this channel, except here we have a forward-facing camera, full front parking sensing, full LEDs, LED daytime running strip, and LED projectors for the high and low beam. We'll take another step back and get a good look at the front styling. You can see your radiator up front, solid airflow too. The wheel and tire setup. I like the gunmetal gray and silver contrast on these 20-inch rims. The design is funky. I'm not the biggest fan of them. Personally, I prefer the rims you get on the Calligraphy, but these are wrapped in 245/50 R20 Hankook Ventus S1 Noble 2 tires. We can take another step back, get one last look. I'm liking the color of the rims, just the overall pattern of them. I'm sure you get used to it over time. Anyway, continuing along, plastic cladding above the wheel well, which should help in case of rock chips if you do take this front-wheel drive SUV off-road. Nice little smoked silver trim for the rocker panel area, smoked silver for the door handles too, smart access for the driver and the front passenger, more of that silver surrounding your window trim and the roof rails. Out rear, same wheel and tire setup. Of course, just the smaller brake caliper would be the only difference. The gas cap is push to open. We can check it out. It's not easy fill. Just got to unscrew it and you can throw 87 octane fuel in the Palisade. Full LED system for the tail lights, LED turn signals and reverse lights, full rear parking sensing, Palisade badging with the Hyundai right above. Unlike the new Tucson, the rear wiper is not integrated with the spoiler. I kind of wish that it was. Reverse lights are actually housed right above your bumper area. Twin tips for the exhaust tips. I kind of wish we had single tips on both sides. Trailer hitch, I'll leave a link right here, show you what the Palisade's rated to tow, but let's take a squat back here, check out those exhaust tips and spare tire down below, and let's fire up this 3.8-liter V6 and hear how she sounds. All right, guys, that was the sound of the 3.8-liter V6 sold by Hyundai for the 2023 Palisade Limited. Well, all Palisades come equipped with this power plant, cranking out 291 horsepower, 262 pound-feet of torque, made it to an 8-speed automatic transmission, front-wheel drive. You can expect 0 to 60 a tick under 7 seconds. Overall, though, what you see is basically what we get, a little bit of empty space to the right of this motor, so they could probably fit a larger engine in this engine bay, no doubt about it. Maybe one day we'll have a sportier trim for the Palisade. But other than that, what you see again, what you get. I'm appreciative of the hydraulic struts. We can shut this hood right up, take one more step back, and let's check out the interior on this near fully loaded 2023 Hyundai Palisade Limited. And again, smart access for the driver and the front passenger, blind spot monitoring, an LED turn signal on it too. It wraps all the way around the mirror. As far as the interior though, it's beautiful. We have this light blue and dark blue contrast with some wood, real wood trim in the center, aluminum door handle, 2-person memory seats, auto one touch up front, power windows out rear, solid storage with some aluminum surrounding the window controls, Harman Kardon sound system. Down below, hard plastic but ton of storage. So thumbs up, Palisade aluminum nameplate as we step inside. The seats are beautiful. I actually think this is a nicer looking interior compared to the Calligraphy that we recently reviewed in this channel. Of course, it's trash pickup time right now, but Perforated seats, quilts up top, solid bolstering extensions too, fully adjustable 4-way lumbar, you can recline, drop, lift, and slide, and adjustable thigh support up top. Taking a step inside, we can really check it out. You see your dual 12-inch displays, engine start, stop button, foot on the brake, and everything comes right to life. Nice. And the first thing I noticed, I already checked it out. Unlike the other Calligraphy, Santa Fe, and other 2023 SUVs from Hyundai on this channel, you see how right now we're in comfort mode, it's silver. When you throw it into sport, it actually changes like it did on the 2022s we reviewed on this channel. But overall, first thing you notice is this beautiful white leather or very, very light blue leather steering wheel. I'm not quite sure what exactly you would call it, but it is beautiful. Hyundai badge in the center, outlined in some hard plastic. The horn, pretty aggressive sounding horn, people should definitely be getting out of your way. Aluminum paddle shifters, voice commands, AM, FM, Sirius, volume, skip, favorites, answer and hang up your phone calls. On the right side, this adjusts your infotainment, cruise control, radar cruise control, and your active steering system from Hyundai. The stocks, very satisfying click, auto headlamps. We have the blind spot cameras too, if we didn't mention. On the right side, auto rain sensing wipers, also an appreciated feature. To the left of the steering wheel, we have our interior lighting, traction control you can disable, you can open up your tailgate, electronic parking brake, fuse box, hood latch release, you can get a good look at your pedals. We don't get a power tilt and telescoping steering wheel. I would kind of expect that from the top trim Palisades, but even the Calligraphy I don't believe gets a power tilt and telescope, so definitely can't knock the Limited. The air vents are outlined in aluminum with some more of that soft touch materials up top, navy blue soft touch for the upper part of the dashboard. The screen up front, as you mentioned, it's adjustable with this button, so you press it in the center. We see our drive info, sense refueling, accumulated info, and a digital speedo, turn by turn and compass. Cool, tire pressure, and a screen for the safety features with a Palisade in its lane. On the left side, we have a 160 mile an hour speedometer, fuel tank beneath that. Tachometer doesn't have a true red line. I believe it shifts around 64, 6,500, maybe 6,600, but don't take my word for it. Anyway, the second screen is a 12.3 inch or 12-inch, 12.3 inch digital instrument cluster. 12-inch screen, the updated map. Let's check it out. Very good response, beautiful resolution too, nice. And the overall response to the home screen is perfect. It's like an iPhone. As soon as you touch it, it responds. Valet mode, talk, phone, quiet mode, rear climate, phone projection, voice memo, HD radio, and the setup. My personal favorite to look at all times would probably just be the map, not the navigation, the map. Cool. Beneath that, more of that soft touch materials, wood trim. To the right of it, shortcuts if you don't want to go through the touchscreen, dual zone auto climate control, heated and ventilated seats, heated steering wheel, drive mode select. As we mentioned, we have smart, eco, comfort, and sport. We'll start the review off in comfort, transition into sport, and just see what the overall differences are. Gear selector controls your 8-speed automatic transmission. Backup camera has excellent resolution, guidance lines and trajectory. 360 overhead with guidance lines and trajectory. It accounts for front and rear end swing. Different camera angles too, so check it out. We got a little over the top trailer hitch view and a side blind spot view, so you don't have to worry about scratching your wheels against the curb, especially if you're like a new driver or you're teaching your kids how to drive. You also get a full 360. Now check this out. This is so cool. You can see an exact 360 of the Palisade, and you can actually see the specks of grass around it. That's an impressive camera. Wow. Definitely a thumbs up for Hyundai. Very impressive. You throw it right back into park. It returns us to our map. Auto hold right next to the gear selector. The electronic parking brake is to the left of the steering wheel if we didn't mention. Push to open this little cubby area. Wireless charging pad, USB, 2 cup holders. They open up pretty cool, and you can put them right back where we found them. The armrest is very soft leather trim. The aluminum surrounds it. You can see how much space we have in here. Pretty solid storage. You'll throw a bunch of business cards, coins, pens, and about 3 or 4 2-liter bottles of soda, and an additional USB-C and 12-volt in the center console area. We can put this thing right back. Check out the glove box space, and the outside of it is hard plastic. It's not lined with felt either, but it is damped. Pretty large. I'd expect you to fit 25 license plates. If you're under a size 10, I'd expect you to fit a pair of shoes, 2 pairs of shoes with no problem. I like how the air vents integrate throughout the entire front seat. Frameless rear view mirror, 3 garage home link settings on it. Check out this headliner too. It's like a nice pushy soft cloth. Gives this Palisade Limited a much more premium feeling interior. The interior lights, LED. We have twin panel moonroofs. I kind of wish the glass continued all throughout, but I see where they're going with it. We have a pretty large panel out rear. We can open it up simply by pressing the open button, and it slides up. We'll leave the shade open for the purpose of this review, so you can see how much light is brought into the cabin when we hop out back. The front sunroof, You can open it up, see how far it goes. Pretty far. See if it goes any further. It does not. But we can poke our way out of here. Beautiful day today in Sarasota, Florida. It's sunny and about only 85 degrees, 84 degrees, which for this time of year, excellent weather. However, it's only 10:44 a.m. So we'll see how it is a little bit later. But other than that, that's about it for the front seat, guys. We can take a quick look at the window sticker, see any features that I may have missed on the 2023 Palisade Limited front wheel drive. Standard features, you can pause, take a look at all of these. Not really a whole lot of options. We have a cargo package with cargo tray, net, and cargo blocks. $215 for the floor mats, first aid kit, wheel locks, at $1,300 destination charge, totals us out at $48,330. Pretty solid on gas, 22 mpgs, 19 city, 27 highway. It's always nice to see three-row SUVs get over 20 mpg. But as we mentioned, that's about it for the front seat. Let's hop out back, see how much space is offered back there, as well as the overall quality of the materials. So up top, soft touch materials. We get a rear sunshade, 2 Harman Kardon speakers on the door panel, wood trim beneath, outlining your aluminum door handle. Nice leather trim for the bottom portion. Not auto one touch for the rear, but still power window, some aluminum surrounding it. 2 cup holders. I'd expect you to fit a 16 and 12 ounce cups and an additional 16 ounce water bottle beneath. Palisade aluminum nameplate as we step inside. The seats, just like up front, they're not quite as bolstered, but the quilts continue up top with the perforation continued all throughout. You can recline and slide the seats. The rear legroom, I'm a little bit over 6 feet tall, sitting behind my seat settings, and I still have a ton of space. I got almost a foot of knee room, plenty of room for my feet. 2 USB-C ports attached to both of the front seats. Third zone climate, heated and ventilated second row seats. That's an impressive feature. AC adapter, 12 volt, cool. Mat pockets behind both of the front seats too. Captain's chairs, as you can see, we get an armrest. I always have trouble figuring out how to hold the armrest and keep it there, but we figured it out. Air vents blow directly into your face. That headliner is still that really nice soft cloth, and the panel of glass is pretty large back here too. The interior lights are LED, nice. But that's about it for the second row. Let's hop out into the third row, see how much space is offered back there. So all you gotta do is press this button up top. The seat shoots forward. Take a step back here. So we already knew it. We've reviewed countless of these updated, facelifted Palisades, and it's one of the most spacious third rows for a full-size adult. I have plenty of knee room, headroom. I got at least an inch. I had about 2 inches, 3 inches up front. We get a USB-C port, heated third row seats, and you can recline your third row simply by pressing this button back here. So you can recline it all the way back, and now I have plenty of headroom. Very luxurious interior, but the seatbelt is starting to hit me in the head. Other than that though, that's about it for the third row. You can press this button, shoots forward. You can hop out of here, check out the cargo space real quick, and then take this 2023 Palisade Limited out for a drive. So underneath the S, you press the button and the tailgate opens up electrically. Cool. And we can fold the third row seats down also electrically. All you got to do is press this button, or down button. Cool. The headrest also follows. It takes a second, but once it's down, you can see this is a very large cargo space. You fold the second row seats down. I'm expecting you to fit over an 80-inch TV back here. We got a ton of floor mats, so it makes it a little bit tough to see. Subwoofer in the corner, some secret storage. You can open up this little flap, and it exposes a tonneau cover, jack, and your fix-a-flat kit. The spare tire is underneath, but this is also a very nice little secret storage area. So if you have your third row seats permanently up, you can also remove the tray and have like a nice additional cutout for grocery bags so they're not just flying around your trunk. You press this button right up top, tailgate will shut electrically. We'll take a step back, walk around this 2023 Palisade Limited one more time. It's a nice SUV under the $50,000 price point. This is really probably the nicest luxury SUV you can get. For front wheel drive, I would still probably encourage going with the all wheel drive. It'll still cost under 50,000 bucks, and it will help performance out tremendously. But other than that, let's take this thing out for a drive. All right guys, now we're just about seeing everything we need to see with the inside and outside of the all new 2023 Hyundai Palisade Limited. Let's take it out for a drive. And the first thing I notice is the heads up display, which again, I did not mention. I always forget to mention the heads up displays for some reason. Probably because whenever I'm like sitting, I'm slouched back in the seat and it's never like in my line of sight. But when I'm driving, I'm more upright and I can see directly into it. But other than that, the steering feels good in comfort mode. It's not too heavy, it's not too light. We'll see how it changes up in sport. Taking a step out onto this highway, go about half throttle. Woo! Not bad, good torque. The throttle isn't too sensitive off of the line, but once you lean into it, you do feel a nice mid-range grunt with this V6. Not a whole lot down low, but once you cross about 3,500 RPM, you can definitely feel pretty good power out of this 3.8 liter V6. Comfort mode, throttle, like, it's not too sensitive. We'll check it out in sport and see if it changes up. I like those blind spot cameras. Steering feels good though. Even for comfort mode, it feels good. On the gas. Okay. Not bad. So the transmission, I have to figure itself out real quick to find out what gear to go into. But once I figure it out, good pull. I can feel 0 to 60 happening in the low 7s, high 6s. That range, around 7 seconds, would be a consistent time for the Palisade, which is a good time. That's not a slow vehicle at all. Cruising along at around 45 miles per hour. The interior is just about sound. We have upgraded sound deadening material. We also have, I believe, dual pane windows. We do get dual pane windows on the Limited. I wonder if we get dual pane windows on the base SE, because the XRT we reviewed in this channel does get dual pane windows too, and it starts at $40,000, which really helps keep the Palisade very quiet. All right, guys, on the gas one more time. Boom. Yeah, once you cross about 3,500, that's where the power really picks up. We recently reviewed the Acura MDX in this channel, and it's also a very quiet interior, but it's comparable to this. I truly don't know which SUV has the quieter interior. It would be interesting to do a test, like a sound decibel test in both. But this is still a very quiet interior, and for a base price, about $3,000 or $4,000 less than a base Acura MDX, I definitely see the value here. It's not a bad way to go. Plus, you get a 100,000 mile warranty. We recently reviewed the 2023 Acura MDX Tech on this channel, and I was saying that that vehicle was comparable to the Palisade Limited and Calligraphy, while costing almost $7,000, $8,000 more. Personally, I think that the styling on the MDX is a little bit nicer than the Palisade, but the interior in the Palisade I think is a lot nicer than the MDX. The infotainment, the touchscreen, is 5 million times better than Acura's trackpad that you have to use. Maybe you get used to it over time, but out the box, Hyundai has Acura killed in terms of infotainment, interior quality. I actually think that this is a nicer interior compared to what we would get from the MDX. So definitely check out both. The MDX, again, has a nicer exterior styling. The motor, this makes 1 more horsepower, so power wise it's very comparable. I think Acura has a better 10-speed transmission than Hyundai's 8-speed, but overall this is a great car. Just cruising along, we can check out this car's active steering system. We got some twisties coming up and we'll see how it responds to them. Okay, wow, I'm terrified right now, but it's working. Okay, it really did it. Whew, it's a little scary, but it works. I hope you guys picked it up on camera. Wow, it's a nice car. We can turn off that active steering. If I was the owner of this vehicle, I would absolutely never ever use that, because if you start relying on that system, I can only imagine how short of a time you'll have until you crash. All right, guys, taking a step out here, we can try it out one time in sport mode. Paddle shifters, on the gas. Woo! Nice, okay. That's pretty quick in sport mode as far as torque. Okay, yeah, there's good torque at around 4,000 RPM. Sport mode 100% livens things up. It doesn't change the exhaust, of course, but it does change the steering. It feels a little bit heavier. The throttle feels significantly more sensitive, with no questions asked. The shifts, let's check them out. No rev match downshifts, but we'll try an upshift on the gas. Yeah, there's a pretty noticeable delay between the time you press the paddle and the transmission responds, and the downshifts aren't the most aggressive. But again, this is a Hyundai Palisade. 99% of customers are not going to be using the paddle shifters. They may try them out every now and then, maybe once or twice, but that's not a big part about this vehicle. Press and hold the upshift and it disables the paddle shift, and now it just has us in regular sport mode, and I would probably personally leave it in comfort mode. If there was an individual mode where you can actually customize the throttle, the steering feel, and the transmission shiftness, I'd probably leave everything in the softest setting except for the throttle. The throttle feels good in comfort mode, but off the line it does feel a little bit sluggish, but in sport it feels very sensitive. So I personally want that from a daily driver. But overall, this is an excellent SUV. As we already mentioned, comparing it to like an Acura MDX, I think you're getting just about everything that you would get with a top trim Palisade. The lower trim Palisades are definitely more bargain brand compared to the MDX, but the top trim Palisades, you're undercutting those vehicles like the MDX base and tech by thousands and thousands of dollars without really compromising anything from an interior, infotainment, and luxury standpoint, as well as overall power and performance. So if you're looking for an entry-level luxury mid-size 3-row SUV, you haven't really decided on if you want to spend over $50,000, I would definitely recommend checking out the 2023 Hyundai Palisade Limited. It is a really, really nice SUV for the money. And huge thanks to Mark here at Gettle Hyundai in Sarasota, Florida for making this review possible. I'll leave links to their inventory below, and if you're looking for a new car, SUV, or truck, because they sell the Santa Cruz now in the Sarasota area, I would definitely recommend checking these guys out and ask for Mark. And huge thanks to all of you for watching. I had a great time making this video. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. If you've already subscribed, thank you so much. You guys know the channel is just not possible without you guys, and I really appreciate the constant support. But again, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe, leave a like too. It really helps me out the YouTube algorithm. That's how these videos get promoted to new people. Leave a comment, let me know what you like, let me know what you don't like. Leave a comment, let me know if there's any specific cars, SUVs, or trucks you'd like to see reviewed on this channel, and I'll definitely try to get those videos for you as soon as possible. But other than that, again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope all of you have a great day.